Good morning, everyone. How are you doing?
Look who Vicki brought along. So,
Yes,
Vicki, why are
I
we
was
here?
I was home alone, and I called my friends and said, "Hey, it's a party." Yes, we have our main hosts around everywhere. So Asher and Sandy popped up to help with this live cast. So thank you very much.
Please.
Thank you, my friends. We're gonna have a pajama party or something later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
great.
hello everybody. Like Audrey Martin was the
That's
first
fun.
first one in. She gets the winky button, as Mags would say.
Oh, yes. Yes, we have Greg is mathing around. Betsy,
I
I'm
like that.
sure, is teaching and musicking somewhere. She's being the wonderful person she is. Um, and so we'll bring you the Saturday roundup this week. Chris is making jokes.
We were
So,
talking too. It's cold where we are. I'm normally very hot. And Asher
yeah,
made a perfect point. Where did fall go?
Yeah, it's like it,
it
it
came
felt like it was
to
just
Chile.
I felt like it was just a couple weeks long.
Yes.
I
Now
know.
Oh, I'm in my sweater and
yes, it radically changed since the uh, last weekend when I
Yeah.
was wearing my jacket.
So we gave it to you then, Vicki. That's good.
Yes, thank you to the south. I'm sure Darren is also enjoying some warm weather out there. He's not here today. Oh no.
He'll
Oh, so
probably.
shall we say hello? We were saying hello, right? Asher,
Yep.
you were
Yeah, I was just saying
already saying some
who's in
hellos.
here. We got 26 people showed
Great.
up for viewing this morning.
Yes.
It's great.
Thank you. So we have Audrey, Hillary, John, Susie, Beck Beauty, who Beck Beauty is participating a lot lately.
Hmm.
She's
Yeah,
our
we've been.
new Anne Fiordalisi, right? Now we're seeing her everywhere. Great, great to have you. Joka, Judy, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Who else? Chris, Victor Rose, Patricia Jackson, Mary Sleepy. Sorry. Beat Isabella. Karen Stewart, Margaret Toole, Mary Carpenter, Chris Wine. Who else? Doug McCown. Florian. Hi, Florian.
Gadget Angel.
Gadget
I
Angel.
like that.
Yeah.
And
Especially
Janili
if it's a
Island
gadget angel
Goodson.
fixer.
I'm seeing new names.
Yeah,
Isn't it
me too.
exciting? Great. It's great to have you here. So, shall we start with our agenda for the day?
Let's start.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Asher.
So I don't know if everybody already knows this, but weekly Betsy posts out on G2G the Saturday Roundup LiveCast. It has links to all the weekly items, so you can get to them there, as well as the link to the broadcast. So just check that out. You can follow the tag Saturday Roundup.
Mhm.
So, and let's see, Veg Booty said that she posted the reason why she's showing up a lot in the weekend chat. So if
Oh,
anybody's wondering what the weekend chat is, in G2G, Pip Shepherd posts each weekend a way for us to communicate with each other, just share what we're working on, what's going on. So check that out too. That's a follow the
you're
tag
fast.
weekend chat. Just wanted to mention those couple things. All
Great.
right. And so the question of the week this week, the Eowyn post each week is, do you have entertainers in your family tree? Yay. I love watching everybody's answers throw up on these.
I did too, because I needed a definition for entertainers. I mean, I've got somebody who thinks they are.
It's very broad, right?
That's right. It is very broad. Do you guys have entertainers in your family tree?
I have an uncle that has a family band. The aunts, uncles, they go around, certain Appalachia states, and they're known for certain songs around the way.
Oh.
But they've cut records, but it's on their own dime. I wouldn't say that. That's why I said, are they entertainers? I don't know. They entertain people.
I have a jazz player in my family.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Drums player. Yeah, he's said to be the best in Chile.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we got lots of answers. I think we have 28. Yesterday it was at 22, so we had some new ones added. And Heather shares that her granddad's cousin maybe, Belle Crystal, was in a film, so an actor, it looks like. Yeah, British actress. She was offered a chance to go to Hollywood, but declined. Wow. She was the face of Lux for a time and went into radio plays. That's cool.
That is cool.
Wow.
And we have somebody here with the Wikipedia article. Half Uncle Patrick Hughes, known as Spike Hughes. That's really cool. You read more about that there. Some really great information. There's an autobiography for this person, and that's from Janet Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And then I love some of the pictures that showed up in these.
Yeah.
Their great-grandfather, Everett Maxwell, was a vaudevillian actor who then became a scenario writer for early vaudeville in Los Angeles and screenwriter for Western silent films. Just really cool picture there. The story of Peter Pan.
Wow.
From Allie Ruff. And then the first actor that Tommy recognized when the Cousins feature rolled out was Dick Van Dyke. 16 Degrees. It's great. And then, yes, Bill Hull answered that we've had this question before. And yes, we do. They get cycled through depending on what's going on or a project we're trying to highlight. It just depends. But yes, they are cycled. So he responds that his first cousin was stage, screen, and TV actor Warren Hull.
Oh, that's cool.
And then a paternal grandfather's half-first cousin was Emmett Vogan. And there is an Wikipedia article there for him, too.
Mm-hmm.
And an author.
His very own notable.
That's really cool. Oh, and then he continues, they forgot to mention, his dad had a book that had tried to read as a teenager, Chips Off the Old Benchley. So there's a connection through his dad, a second cousin. Just really interesting. Okay, and then here's another great picture, a Radio City Rockette. Check that out. That's from Lucy Salvaggio Diaz. Love old pictures.
Mm-hmm.
PJ Evans shares that one of her mother's cousins married a woman whose father was a theatrical producer. And another great picture shared an advertisement for the Marcus vaudeville shows in 1929. And the great aunt is Nora Long is on the cover. Isn't that great?
Really cool. That is really cool. I mean, vaudeville was
Wow.
such a big deal in the U.S. And it was starting to expand all over. That's very cool.
And of course, it's from Alexis. She always gives us some great pictures. I love it. And then John Allenson shares that his grandfather, who died before he was born, was a stand-up comedian, Barnacle Bill. And it looks like he's got the profile linked here with the advertising.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just check that out real quick. Oh, let's see. Let me just try to.
Just the idea.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, I'm just going to use the feature image table. Yay!
Yeah, good point.
Location of, oh, here we go. Looks like it's a PDF. Wow, that's cool.
Wow, that is.
I love old newspapers. Okay, and then Brenda, is it Haybert? Yeah.
Eber. Eber.
Haber.
We need Greg for this.
Yeah. Was as a Las Vegas entertainer, being of both French Canadian and Puritan descent. I'm related to a lot of other entertainers. Closest would be Angelina Jolie Voigt, fourth cousin once removed. That's cool. David Carlson talks about his grandaunt's husband, Dick Smith, was a rodeo clown. Retired when he was 72 years old. Wow. Larry Campbell shares that gospel musician Bill Gaither is a quadruple third cousin once removed.
Wow.
Another great picture here. Two famous country music stars of the 70s, Joyce Simone and Carol Baker. Pretty cool there. That's Rod Corkum. And Paul Burlinson Eli? Is it Ellie or Eli? Was their fourth cousin was Ernie Wise, one of Britain's most famous and beloved double acts in recent times.
Oh,
that's cool. Gail Ivey shares that great-grandfather Frank Burton was a vaudevillian in San Francisco's Chinatown district. Really cool. More vaudeville. That seems to be the theme.
Hey, look, another jazzer.
Yeah. Billy Maxted is related to Steve Maxted, Manhattan Jazz Band. That's pretty cool. Vicki Kahn shares that she has two uncles that had a high wire and trapeze act.
That's awesome.
That one's cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Another great picture here. This is from Sharon Withrow sharing about her grandfather Pickney Sorburn, West Virginia Mountain Boys. That's really cool. Thank you to everybody sharing pictures. We love to see them.
Oh,
here is Sarah Blanche Sweet. She was a silent movie actress. Very cool. That's David Draper shares that one. Vanessa Mineo shares that her second cousin once removed from the actor Sal Mineo. That's great. All right. And Lisa, she's in the chat. Paternal first cousin's son, a trumpet player, among other things, had an album nominated for a Juno Award. Wow. That's pretty cool. Mark Romboli, 6 opera singers in his family. That's really neat.
Wow.
And several is Phil Phillips' answer. He lists out some family members, a renowned Welsh character actor, a violinist, cellist, radio entertainer. Lots of musicians, looks like. Here's one from Marion Cerruti. Apart from herself as a musician, her father played the guitar for a group called Corn Cobbers. And that's what inspired her interest in the guitar and other stringed instruments. Her great uncle T. Bentley Cerruti provided comic entertainment in Nassau, New Providence, Bahamas. And so she's got some articles there. Very, very cool. And then, like you said, Sandy, different definitions. So how about unintentional entertainment? Ross says.
Politician.
Funny story there. And then Heather Williams shares that she has lots of family members, including singers Johnny Cash, the Carter family, Loretta Lynn. So check that out. That's pretty cool.
I'll tell you, if you're in Appalachian, you're going to be connected to those,
Yeah.
especially the Carter family.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we have Jillian Balgowan. Her maternal aunt's first husband, Reg Lai, was an actor in many movies in Australia, England. Chris Wine, who's also in the chat, shares that I have a relative who thinks he's a comedian, but he's not. I thought that was funny. And then, it's me. There's my answer. This is when I was in high school. I was part of a volunteer theater. We did My Fair Lady.
So that's so cool. What part did you play?
Can you zoom in?
Just it was just a part of the chorus.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I love that.
I think I'm like 15 or something like that there. Yeah, it was fun.
So you sang?
Yeah.
You were at the chorus?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
So that's it for the question of the week. Feel free,
Awesome.
everybody. The week isn't quite over yet. So if you haven't had a chance to answer the question, go ahead and answer it. We love to hear about that. But there were some answers in Facebook too. If you follow us there, you can see different ones answered, which is really fun. So check that out. Okay, so next up on our agenda this morning is the 12 months of photos. So let's go there.
Azure, before we do that, there's
Okay.
a request.
Oh, no.
A special request from our viewers.
Oh, no. We don't need
like,
and a
wants
beautiful
those
picture.
12
Great, Azure.
All right. And so the 12 months of photos, October theme is family reunion. Woohoo. Awesome.
Ooh.
And I think this is probably the first really strong year that people went out to family reunions because COVID's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people are traveling just a little bit more. And I think one of the Saturday Roundup posts is doing something like this weekend too, right? Oh. Is it Betsy kind of doing a tour and going to a reunion as well?
Oh, is she?
I think
cool.
So.
That's
I think
awesome.
So it's good timing.
Yeah, it is. Maybe she'll come back with some great pictures for us.
So
I think
sure.
I didn't catch the last roundup last weekend because I was sick. Did you guys do the first couple ones here for the photos? I think so.
Yes, we did some.
These were posted.
But I don't recognize those pictures.
But Amanda posted just 19 hours ago.
Yes.
So here's a picture from 1949. The children of John Thomas Pickett and Elizabeth Catherine Thomas.
That's cool.
That's a nice wedding celebration surprise for them.
And that's a treat to have an older photo.
Wow. Let's open this up so I can see. That's awesome. Wow. Very beautiful. That's great. Thanks for sharing, Amanda. And then I shared one last night. I thought, I'm going to be going over this. I guess I better answer some of these things. So this is the Jones family gathering in 1942. We think it's about 1942, Lacey, Washington. And it is here. Oh, let's see. Here it is. So what I did is I didn't want to write on the actual picture. So I took a copy and made a PDF and went through it with my mom and her sister. And we went through and identified and put numbers on the ones that
Oh.
they could tell me who they were. So
And that is so important. I hope everybody looks at this and does. This is so important because sometimes kids look similar
yes,
when you get them mixed, and also some could be distant relatives or the neighbor's kids even that come up in the photo,
exactly.
and you're trying to put a neighbor's kid as a relative. So this is so important. I love how you did that. You took a little screenshot of a section.
Well, there's actually several pictures that I've got linked here, and then I got the profiles for those people. So, yeah, it was just a great little project to do. So fun.
It's great with including your family, like you said. You included your mom and your aunt, and
Yep.
so that's really cool to do. That's special to do that.
So let's see if anybody added. Maybe they did get a chance to add to the G2G post. So let's just see if they've just added the. Well, here's one that was added. Oh, that's the same one from Amanda Myers. Okay, so I think we got everything. There we go. Okay.
That's a great way to use the new feature.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it
Yes.
so much. It's a great feature.
Thank
Okay.
you, Ian. That
Let
was from you.
me. Oh, here's another one. Grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary by Chris. That's great, Chris. Thanks for sharing. Upvote that.
Oh.
I love it. And I'm just gonna refresh it just in case somebody else added after that. Nope, no more. All right. I think, let's see, we got next we have Sandy.
Oh, the ancestors. Celebrate the ancestors.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite things, is to celebrate ancestors. This is whenever Betsy does this, I just focus in because you guys give such great little snippet stories. With this, and everybody has a story, right? And everybody has some good, everybody has some bad, but you guys give just a perfect little snippet of the story. So let's go through the October. There's only a few that were here at the beginning of the week. So, Vicki, I'm not sure if you went through them already, but I just wanted to wish Marty and her husband a happy belated anniversary. That was October 5th. And this is photo of great grandfather Thomas Luther Lovelace from Alexis Nelson. I really like the photos, as Azure said. I mean, these are, you can see the person, and when you guys give a snippet, it's really interesting. So he was in the 11th Pennsylvania Cavalry for the U.S. Civil War and wounded at Chapman's Farm near Appomattox. Courthouse in Appomattox is one of the most bloodiest wars that we've had on this land. But I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and see who we have. So my father's birthday, from Elaine. My father's birthday is October 19th, but his grandfather was born in Ireland, and I want to celebrate him. I want to take the opportunity to celebrate him. He was actually sent off to World War I and killed during battle. And I think there is a picture here of him. There is.
Yes, she did the profile makeover for him.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
And I will. She did this for this month, Vicki?
I don't remember, but we checked on that profile like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. So, and when he died,
and it's awesome.
His wife had 4 of their 6 baby girls die before each were 3. This is a lot of hurt that she had, and still a survivor. So I agree, Elaine. It's really nice if you not only celebrate your father's birthday, which is today, and John's birthday, but also John's wife is really great. And this is Azure. So Azure, this is your grandpa.
Yeah.
I love this. And this as well. I love these pictures that people post because these are a time capsule. You can tell a lot, and you can try and date photos. I know a lot of us have a hard time sometimes dating photos, but you can try and date photos also by the clothes and the furniture, the things on the wall. Sometimes you can, the pictures and stuff, but I love this smile. And where was this at? Where was this picture taken?
My aunt had a house on Summit Lake in outside of Olympia, Washington,
Oh,
and
cool.
so that's why my hair's all wet and everything.
No.
Just came in from swimming, so yeah.
I love this. And the thing that I think I love is if you see the picture of all three of you with your grandpa, he's wearing a shirt, a short sleeve dress shirt and a tie because that's what they did back then.
Yeah.
They didn't wear like, little collared polo shirts and t-shirts like we do now. So that's how you can kind of also date. But I love this picture. What did he do for a living?
He was he actually was a minister for a
That's great.
Jehovah's Witness. So yeah.
And that might be why he was also in a shirt and tie because he's probably on call
Yeah.
all the time. So
But
that's great.
he was also in the lumber industry. That's where my dad and him and the family's in the lumber industry in Washington State too. So lumber graders and
That's pretty cool. And I just want to pop in since we do have somebody who's watching that kind of snuck in here. So thanks again.
yeah.
And for all the
Thank
October
you.
things, I did mention to him one time I was laughing and he got something in on like I think October 1st. I said, "Wow, you're quick with October." And I think Ian, your reply was something is Jantober, Febtober. There's no it's all October for him all year long. Okay, this one's real special to me as well. I am related to this cut right. This is a fellow Appalachian that's sharing her maternal great grandfather, and he was a country doctor. And his daughter, who is Karen's grandmother, Grandma Kitty, I love that name, told me stories about riding on the horse-drawn wagon to see his patients, and that's how they did it. I mean,
Wow.
you had to go up the mountains, and I just want to point out that this is in West Virginia. This is Upshur County, West Virginia, where one side of my family is also from. That's why Karen and I relate to so many people. But I want to point out that the horse-drawn wagon to see his patients. Guess what's happening in North Carolina and Appalachia at today as we speak? We've got the mules and the horses going up to help the mudslide victims. So it's funny to me, not in a laughing way, but in a very interesting way, how we are relying on things that worked in the past
Yep.
working on now, and that's how doctors got around. That's exactly how they got around. Upshur County is a little bit more flatter than the North Carolina mountains right now, but it still works. Have horse will travel, and I believe the little girl sitting is Karen's mom. So that's a great photo
Oh,
as well.
That's really neat. That's wonderful. I
And
love it.
I like this one. This one is from Margaret, and Margaret does so much research, and she works so much with the Appalachian Project, but also the Civil War Project and the Military War Project a lot. And this is one that touched her. She died without survivors. So Margaret is not actually related to this person, but this person means so much to her that it's almost an ancestor. And she was in charge of nursing when a lot of times, even though as a nurse, men were going to be in charge of the department as opposed to the nurses who were running it. And she served with the Red Cross and was former president of the Tennessee State Nurses Association. So I
Wow.
really like how sometimes we adopt an ancestor almost. And
Yep.
that's kind of what Margaret did with Miss Myrtle Archer. Great photo too.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you sometimes there's just people that you connect with and you just say that's going to be I'm related to that person. Yeah.
And what's interesting, I've never done that over on any other site, but I do it on WikiTree. So it's really fascinating to me as we research and able to add a little bit more beef to the biography. You get to know the person and they become somebody that's, a part of your tree in some way or another.
Yeah.
This one's just a really great one. And let me see if I can expand this a little bit. This is
that's lovely.
Nava. This is just beautiful. These, this was in New York. I believe this was her grandparent, her maternal grandfather and maternal grandmother were married on 22nd of October in Rochester. And the thing I love, I just love the whole scene. This is what was happening during that time. You know, you didn't
Beautiful.
have the big poofy wedding gowns. Instead, you had this, slender gown, but it was high class. You can
Yeah.
tell from the way he's dressed. It's just amazing.
And
Again,
that veil
The veil. That's what I
and
was
the
going to say. That
border.
veil.
Oh,
It's so
and
beautiful.
look how big those lilies are that she's I mean, they're huge that she's holding. Each bloom is
Mhm.
it's just a lovely photo. Personally, I can see Kathy Nava in her grandmother. I can see some resemblance there. So Kathy, if you're watching, thank you for sharing. That's a beautiful photo as well. And then as we come up, Donna has two she'd like to share. And these are two special people that passed away in October. And the first one is her dad. And her dad was in the Air Force in World War II. And one of the first 13 volunteers in the Air Force recruited to become a deep sea diver. And I want to
Wow.
go to his profile. She wanted this photo on G2G, but I cannot. I mean, this is not him, but this is the
oh,
suit that he would have worn. So
Wow. That's amazing.
I mean, this is just really, really cool legacy to have as well. Great profile too. If you have a chance, definitely read it. She's put a lot of heart and love into it. And
mhm.
after he got out of the military, he went back to farming until farming was not profitable, and then moved around with jobs and became a furniture refinisher and builder. The second one that she wants to mention is I love this Daddy Stone, Pa Stone, and grandkids. He wasn't a big man. My grandmother was the runt of the litter at 6 feet tall.
Wow.
But her grandfather was 5 feet 8. But growing up on a farm and then farming on his own made him a strong, strong man. And then she said that one of her brothers inherited Popeye arms. And if you guys know the cartoon, they're really bulbous. He could heave 100-pound sack over his shoulder with ease. But you could just tell that, being on the farm and being with a grandparent, I have similar memories. There's just nothing like it. You're back in
Yeah.
nature. You're not in front of an electronic device or TV or something. There's so many lessons you learn with being with your grandpa. So thanks, Donna, for sharing that one. And Christina, this is an amazing profile as well. So Christina is celebrating her grandmother. So Grace was born on October 12th. And the thing is, she practiced law. She became one of the first women attorneys in California.
Wow.
Right.
Amazing.
And that's really, really cool
Such a
too.
cute picture.
I know it's so adorable. And she also blew it up a little bit so you could see her face, her little
Oh
cheeks,
my
like
goodness.
her baby.
That's so cute.
And there she is with her husband and one of her children. So I think it's just amazing that one of the first attorneys, we're talking very early on, she was born in 1904. So
Wow.
thanks for sharing that as well, Christina. And Nettie May is sharing her grandmother, Rosa Bell, and her birthday is on October 31st. So it's Halloween here in the US. And my mom told me they would tease her and say she was an old witch, but she would be amazing to talk to. She saw so many things in her life and would be amazing to talk to. Again, I'm going to share her profile real quick because there's lots of great photos on there.
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
also a profile
awesome.
makeover.
Yeah, and lots of
Yeah.
great photos and lots of great details. So definitely come in here if you get a chance and take a moment and with a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and read. It's
Mm.
fantastic that we get
And
photos.
Nettie May is also a new member,
Oh, that's
and she
great.
already completed the PIP voyage, the
Oh,
That's
Pastor
nice.
cool.
Improvement Project. So,
Congratulations.
yeah, she's making great
Great
profiles.
progress. And then Amanda, love photos. The Amanda is celebrating her great grandmother Maggie, who's born on October 2nd in Ireland. So I know we have Irish John. Irish John, you can tell us a little bit where Dundalk, Ireland is. While we talk about her a little bit. Maggie went to sleep one night and didn't wake again, and she passed away in
Oh,
August in Ireland. But this is the only photo they have of her. This is it.
wow.
Mhm.
And sometimes that's enough just to be
Yeah.
able to see them,
Hmm.
see their face, see their eyes. this one I love as well. This is from Shelly. Shelly has shared this quilt before, and I attached it to this. She didn't. I attached it just to remind me that I wanted to show you guys something. If you hadn't seen this quilt before, there's a very interesting story to it. So she's celebrating her third grandparents who were married on October 9th. This would be John and Lucinda from Rayburn County, Georgia, which is not far from me. As a matter of fact, if you guys ever hear me going to the mountains, that's exactly where I am, in Rayburn County. He died in the Civil War, though, leaving her with 3 children under the age of 8. And the grandmother, Lucinda, created this quilt. Beautiful quilt. This is beautiful. And this is all hand stitched. This is an amazing quilt, a lot of detail. But the interesting part is this is the back of the quilt. And if, for those of you that get queasy, look away. So as you quilt with a needle, sometimes you prick your finger. So she has DNA on this quilt as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's just one of the things that as a quilter, these are one of the things that you have. But this quilt, they have it hanging up, and it's huge, and it's amazing that it's all handcrafted.
That's so cool.
And then Lucy, is Lucy? Did we say if Lucy was in the chat?
No.
She is celebrating her great-grandfather, Victor Tenney. And I got to look at this because I have a lot of Tenneys in my tree. So I got to see if I'm related. He was born in October 1875, and he immigrated from the Black Forest in Germany to New York as a teenager. And he claimed he stowed away, but through the magic of genealogical research, it was discovered that actually his sister in church congregation contributed the money for his passage, and they were orphans, not in a good situation. So he's, even though he didn't stow away, he's still coming over here as an orphan, him and his sister. She entered a convent in Switzerland and died a few years ago. But I am to say that his coining phrases to his grandkids and his no talking at the table, wait your belly aching, and the ever popular come here and I'll give you something to cry about. Those are definitely old phrases, I think.
Yeah, I've heard those a lot.
So I agree. So she says that they raised a troop of comedians, so she's conflicted on his personality. But all that is really fabulous. But the last thing she posts is his true claim to fame is that he is a cousin to Germany Project member Florian Staub.
Wow, and Florian is in the chat.
So this is interesting too. So he came over and his church paid his way. And I'm going to assume if he's from the Black Forest, he's somewhere around where Flo's ancestors were, and they are related, and he's a cousin of interest to Florian. Okay, so Nancy has my cousin 4 times removed, and he got married in October after serving the Civil War. Not sure if there is a picture. No, there's not, but it looks like he did survive the Civil War and lived to 1918, and he served in the Ohio Infantry. Born where he went to school. Okay, so the next one is from Mr. Tyner, who's in the chat, and this is his paternal grandfather, who John is named after.
Oh, nice.
So that's really cool. He was a farmer, and he was known as a ladies' man and a comedian. Does that sound like our John, our Irish John? He also did stand-up comedy off the cuff. But here's what I want to know. What do you guys think? I think I see some resemblance.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, don't you? And John, how cool is that? You're named after him as well. And that's I know wonderful. John's a comedian too, so that's kind of cool. Okay, and then moving on to John Crowes. His ancestor was one of the earlier settlers of Fulton County, Illinois, and his family were the first to winter. Now, it gets kind of cold up there, and the lake winds and things like that. So that's a pretty big deal. We're talking 1827.
Wow.
that's the winter over there is pretty big deal. So he, you know, was a farmer, erected his own cabin, and lived there for several years. So that's pretty cool. And he's very heavily documented. So this is a genealogical find as well when you get a family that's very much documented. And then Doug, who I believe is in the chat, my sixth great grandfather. This is awesome. He's able to trace back his sixth great grandfather who died at the Battle of Point Pleasant. Point Pleasant, for those that might not know, is one of the first battles for the U.S. Revolutionary War. And it's, if you can tell that it looks like it's in West Virginia, but at the time it was Virginia. There was no West Virginia at the time, and right on the border there. And it's the other thing I wanted to mention about Doug. We're talking about October tends to be a little spooky. People talk about it, Halloween being a little spooky. So his spooky story is he was visiting an area where his surname first settled, where Doug's surname first settled, and where his great grandfather in the American colonies. And he stumbled upon the marker for Kerr's Creek Massacre, observed the date on the plaque of 10th of October, but 1763. Then I noticed the date as I was standing there, and it was October 10th. Same date, but 2015. And pure coincidence, and his lineage had no direct casualties, but he has a little bit of a spooky coincidence going on there.
Yeah, that is spooky.
And then
No, we have a message. Sorry, incoming message.
Oh,
thank you, David.
And then this lands me. So I, in full disclosure, when Betsy asked me to fill in for her, and she said, could you do the October Ancestries? I was late getting this up in the first place, and this gave me reason to get this up. So everybody knows that I kind of started the thing biscuits to go in with biscuits, and my fellow Appalachians, thank you for continuing it, and for everybody else for biscuits. But if you want to know who I learned how to make biscuits from, it's this wonderful lady here. This is my grandmother, and her name is Ina Bonner. And you've heard me talk about my beloved Bonners. That is my main line that I researched, my one name study as well. And this woman taught me everything I know how to cook. Chicken and dumplings. There's fried chicken in a cast iron skillet is so different than any other skillet that you'll ever make. And she did take the recipe with her. So my memory as a child is all we've got in the family to keep it going. But I loved her so much. She had so many children. They were living up in a mountain, top of the mountain. It snows in July. My mom even says I couldn't take it anymore. It snowed in July, and they were very poor. And she had to feed a large family. And even when I was around, when she had some money, she would still take 1 carrot and 2 potatoes and a little bit of chicken broth and make a meal with it, because she said that what we have is our name and our crops that we can make. So this is my beloved grandmother, Ina Bonner. I probably owe almost everything I've got to her and my grandfather Ward and my dad and my mom. But this is how I learned how to make biscuits. So every time you see biscuits, if you're annoyed, just look at her smiling face and don't be annoyed anymore.
No.
And today is her birthday. Today would have been her birthday, so that's great. Now, Denise, and I know Denise is in the audience, and I hope this wasn't shown last week. I don't think it was. And when Azure was going over the photos of the week or the reunion, I couldn't wait to show this one. Look at this picture. This is fantastic. I love
we have t-shirts.
Yes, isn't that great?
Oh.
This is fantastic. Let me see if I can bring it up. No, I can't, because it's on Facebook. I can't bring it up any bigger. But look at this. This is so fantastic. Look at the smiles. They're so happy. The whole family is there. Thank you, Denise, for sharing this, because to me, this is what my family reunions look like as well. And I just blown away at how fantastic this is. This is really great.
She's in the live chat.
This is just really awesome. And it looks like that everybody's wearing a hat too. So I'm gonna say this must have been summer time. I'm not sure. And then that concludes the October ancestors. There's still time, as Azure said, there's still time next week. So definitely add your October ancestors. They might have been born, married, or passed away at that time. So add them and we will show them. Actually, I think Betsy will show them. Okay, so question for everybody. Who is on the featured connection list your closest?
Let's see.
Let's see.
As I scroll down.
I'll check.
So everybody in chat, who is your closest? Mine is Vern.
Mine is, let's see, Vern for me too.
Vern.
Oh, Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh, I'm
21.
jealous of that.
Right.
And I'll give everybody a chance in chat. So to tell us who is your closest, and the reason why I'm asking that is because my next question is, who has played connection checkers? And if you might have remembered, we used to call it combat connection or what was it as?
Connection
combat. Yeah,
connection
combat. And then we switched over to connection checkers. And what you do is every Tuesday, new featured list of 12 comes out. And when that happens, come over to the G2G post, always at the top for connection checkers, and let us know a couple things. Who is, and I'm going to show off somebody here. Let me show off Jean's. So who is the closest and the furthest connections you have, and everybody in between? So Jean is showing us how close she is for her degrees. And then the second part, this is the part that some people don't read at the very top. So the second part is pick one, start with one, do all 12 if you'd like, and go step by step between each connection to make sure they're sourced and that they have, no JCOM junk, things like that. That would be nice if you clean up too, but mostly that they're sourced. And that's what she did right here. So she took herself and she went all the way up to Ralph Fiennes. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Wow, 32 degrees from Helena Bonham Carter. And that's your closest. So that would be a lot of steps to verify. And then what people are doing is they're coming in here and they're verifying it and letting us know that they verified. I'm going to show off JJ. JJ comes in every week for connection checkers, and like literally within 2 hours has done half of the list. And you can see where JJ has verified that the connections are sound. They do have sources to prove the relationship. So between Grace and Herbert, and then Herbert and Grace, and then Grace and Marion, so they go all the way through the line to verify, and also Ralph. This is really amazing work too. And I want to show off one other person real quick is Carrie. Carrie usually does every single person, and Carrie hardly ever has anybody within the teens. Most of the time it's 20 to 30 degrees, and she's doing the connections all the way through, and you can see where that is. That's a lot of work. That's a lot amazing. Of good work. That is. So I just wanted to mention that when you come over to connection checkers, 2 things: let me know how you're connected, and then start verifying. Start with 1 and then keep going. You've got a week to do it, because Darren is the man who passes out the winners. So the shortest path verified, the longest path verified, and the most steps verified. He goes in and awards the stickers afterwards. Okay, so you guys ready now for Harry Potter? Everybody?
Yes.
Okay, so I have questions about Harry Potter, and I need everybody in the chat to help me out, because, I'm unsure. What was your favorite Harry Potter character? And what was your favorite, let's say, movie? Which movie was your favorite? And while you guys do that, I'm going to go over just a few tidbits about the feature connections of the week that we just talked about for connection checkers. So, as you know, Dane,
I'm just going to say before I forget, Denise shared answered that it was July in Louisiana that her family reunion
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
that was hot. that was more than hot, Denise.
Yeah.
That was something of a whole different planet. But they all had smiles on. They were all happy. Okay, so as you know, Dame Maggie Smith recently passed away, and she was Professor Minerva. She won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie. So many, many years ago in the 60s. But I think most people know her as Violet Crawley from Downton Abbey. I'm
Mhm.
gonna guess.
Yes,
I'm gonna think that
That's
most
right.
people.
Yeah.
that's more of my style.
And wow, did she have some zingers, that
Yeah,
were
she did.
fantastic. And that's where she is in Downton Abbey. I love the England Project. Also manages her profile, but I really love what they've done. England, you guys do a really fantastic job on your notables. I'm always so impressed. Take time to read it because it gives a little bit more insight on her life. For those of you that might not know, this is Project Protected. So, what I personally do for Project Protected profiles is if I need to make a change, or if I think I need to make a change, or there's a change, I drop a comment just so the project can look at it. But the other thing I want to mention out, anybody want to work on her connections, that would be fantastic. Because then we
Yeah.
might be closer to her than we realize.
212 isn't very much, so that would
Yeah.
be cool.
No. And then Terrence Baylor. Terrence has been very popular on connection checkers for G2G. Him and Hardy have been very, very popular. I don't really know him as much, but he was the Bloody Baron Ghost or the Moaning Myrtle in Harry Potter in the Sorcerer's Stone, and he's associated more with the Royal Shakespearean Company and has performed mostly with them. And I want to point out, if we have any Kiwis here from New Zealand, it's not often we see a New Zealand featured profile. So this one's really an interesting profile that you could help add more to the biography as well as the CC7. Moving right along, this is Vicky's closest. I mean, I love Helena. I there's so much she's done that I can't even tell you my favorite movie. She's interesting. She's quirky. She's just a really great actress to me. Um, Bellatrix Lestrange appeared in the Order of the Phoenix for Harry Potter. She has got 2 Academy Award nominations for Best Actress in 2 of my favorite movies of hers, probably Wings of the Dove and The King's Speech. I love The King's Speech.
Oh, the King's Speech.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that. And again, this one is going to be managed as well by the England Project. This is a living notable. And as you know, as a living notable, you can't edit. So if you see anything that might want to be added or changed or corrected, then just drop a comment and the England Project will look at it.
That's a good tip.
I am really jealous of you, Vicki, because I think this is fantastic to be so close to her. I'm 21 degrees, so I'm kind of far out there. And she doesn't have that bad.
But I'm 21 too.
Oh, are you? Okay, so then we're twins.
She's my closest, but
She's just
21.
And then Kenneth Branagh. Sir Kenneth Branagh. My apologies, Kenneth. Professor Lockhart in The Chamber of Secrets. And he directed and starred in a lot of films. And some of you might know, I think one of his first ones was Much to Do About Nothing, which was, but how many of you saw his film Belfast that was based off of his life story, kind of an autobiography? In Belfast, and I knew this going into the movie theater, and my husband and I were sitting there just waiting for the Easter egg of Marvel, because he has had a role with Marvel. And the whole movie, Belfast, is black and white. The Easter egg was in full color. And the Easter egg was a comic book of Thor. And why? Because he directed Thor for Marvel. So pretty cool. And then the Ireland Project. Again, another living notable. I love his movies. If you have not seen Belfast, go see it. It's fantastic. But he only has 59 connections. So I think we can get there because his parents are deceased and they're wide open. So I think we could get there and add some around 32 degrees from his father. So that's kind of far. Okay, Ralph Fiennes. So he was Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter movies, and he's just—I mean, who doesn't know? He's received so many nominations, multiple Academy Award nominations, BAFTAs, and a Tony Award. He's only got 385. He is a living notable. That's why you see that up there. But this is just an amazing actor to me. He's got this moodiness and this kind of voice that just you forget that he's acting. He's he's 23 for me. So if anybody from England, that project that's around and would like to increase his CC7, that would be fantastic. Another one that's been extremely popular on the connection checkers for one reason. He's almost everybody's furthest and longest connection.
Oh, wow.
So that one's a good one to work on too. One that is very popular though, and one of the closest, not for me, this is 21, is his Robert Hardy is how he goes by, not Tim. This kind of threw me for a loop, but he was the minister for magic Cornelius Fudge in several Harry Potter films. And one in particular was the Goblet of Fire, but he's best known, and I love this. He's best known as his role in Siegfried in the television series All Creatures Great and Small. And we're talking about the original, not the newer one. And I love All Creatures Great and Small, the old one and the new one. He's just fantastic to me. He's got a lot that he's done on broadcasting as well. So he's kind of multi-talented. He's not just an actor. He's done quite a lot. And there we go with All Creatures Great and Small. I recognize him though. See, this is the younger picture. I recognize him as this older picture. I don't recognize him as a younger man. I recognize him more as the older picture. And so just to have that character, I would, if I were an actor or actress, I would sign up for that role just because I like the name of it. It sounds funny, but he is very popular on connection checkers. And Richard Thomas Griffiths is it OBE, and his CC7 is 255, and he has sadly passed on. So we can definitely add to his, and he's best known as his character as Uncle Monty in White Now and I, but he's Uncle Vernon in the Harry Potter.
Oh, right.
And he's received 2 Academy Awards as well. So that would be another one that would be cool to do. All these are I'm surprised for the Harry Potter fans. This is something that, I kind of learned with Azure. If you guys were watching Bingo last year, Azure and I did this fantastic day of music. We did like the Rock Hall of Fame and I think the Country Music Hall of Fame or something like. But the Rock Hall of Fame is where we saw a lot of fan pages on WikiTree, didn't we, Azure?
Yep.
It is fantastic. So this could be the same. If you're a huge Harry Potter fan, do a pop-up and say, somebody help me increase the CC7 of these wonderful actors. And this would be Richard Harris. I think a lot of us know him, but I don't know if everybody knows him as a singer, but he was pretty prolific as well as a singer. And he was Dumbledore in Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, received 2 Academy and I did get it right. Yeah, Harris. The one thing that I recognize him from is this picture. I don't recognize him from his
younger.
Yeah. But
when he's older is what I recognize him from too.
He had a top 10 hit in with MacArthur Park. This is an incredibly difficult song to sing. And definitely look it up because it's an incredibly difficult song to sing. I was like, no way, he actually did that. And Bill Nighy. I love him. Every Christmas, around Christmas time, we watch the same movie every time. And some of
That's
you
my
might,
favorite.
I know, right? I love
Yeah.
this one. But he's all, we're talking about the movie Love Actually, but he's also was in Pirates of the Caribbean, hilarious in Pirates of the Caribbean, and the Marigold movies, which was great too. And so, but Love Actually, he was.
So if you really love Christmas.
Yes, he was a character in that. He has won BAFTA awards as well. I just love him. He is
Yeah.
a living still, so his CC7s would be increased through his parents as we go through. And then Leslie Phillips, he provided the voice for the Sorting Hat in Harry
Mhm.
Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. Another Project Protected one, and he's really well known for radio as well as TV. And his catchphrases as the voice of the Sorting Hat. Again, England, great job on a profile. And this one just kind of kills me. This one, I love Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Everything do. And when he died, I thought he died way young. This one just kind of killed me when he died. I I love him in a lot. I remember him very early on from Die Hard movies,
Yep.
and then he kind of, got softer. He didn't do so many of those, but he received so many accolades throughout his career, including a BAFTA and a Golden Globe nomination. His breakout film was the 1988 Die Hard movie. But for me, and I know this is being a sappy person, but for me, I will always love his performance in Sense and Sensibility. That
Yeah.
one was it
Me
was
too.
it was
It's
just so
so good.
emotional. Yeah, you just felt his want, but he kept it back. So just fantastic movie. I can't tell you how many movies of his I've watched, but this one really broke my heart when I found out that he had
Mhm.
passed on.
Yeah.
And I sure would love again 136 CC7s, because if anybody adds to him over from the England Project, say, and I believe he has some Irish as well. Yep. So his mom was an Irish factory worker. If anybody's watching, I would love for you to increase CC7, because I would really love to be closer to him than 30.
Yes.
I would really, really love. But great
And
actor.
his voice was so special.
It was. It
Right? So
really was.
characteristic.
He's one of those ones that you could hear and instantly say who he
No.
is without seeing
Recognize.
his face. So yeah,
Mm.
this one was special to me. Now Vern, I want to just take a second to mention Vern. Love Vern. So for those of you that there's been a lot of questions on connection checkers about Vern. Vern was attached to his parents were actually his grandparents, so we had to detach those, and it took a while to sort out the relationships, and it's still kind of working. So I'm going to show you guys a trick. I detached the grandparents and we added a father because his father is living, so we had to add that in between connections. And I was 16 degrees from Vernon. He is my closest. And if I click on this circle just to refresh it, I am actually
Oh.
17 because I
Oh.
had to add um, the father from the grandparents. So if you
Mhm.
guys ever think that you should be closer, a lot of times we'll refresh and that won't always work. Click on the circle to
Yeah.
refresh the connection, especially as we're doing things like Connectathon. That's really good. But fascinating family. They were Amish.
Hmm.
And that was pretty fascinating. And the other thing that I liked about it, he said that his parents did not treat him any different than anybody else. They lived on a farm. He had the same chores. He had, carried the same buckets of milk. He had to milk the cows and carry the same buckets. He had to do everything. So that was pretty cool as well. And that is the feature profiles of the week.
Oh,
Awesome.
that was the last one. Great. And I just wanted to add about the connection checkers that it gets easier every time because
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
usually connect through the same people, your same ancestors. So
Yeah.
the first line would be ready any other week. So
You're right. I
Mm-hmm.
think for
try
like
it.
Vern, It was through my paternal line, and I want to say out of 17 steps, 6 or 8 of them,
Mhm.
like you just mentioned, were already confirmed from previous connection checkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Good tip.
Yeah, good tip. And we wanted to make a new add to our program. And please, Asher, could you share my
Yep.
screen? We're gonna say hi to the member of the week. And the
Yay.
member of the week is Katie Fuller. So
Great picture.
yes, great picture. And yes, we usually check what we do every week. So we must honor our member of the week, right? Now we'll get to know Katie. Katie became a member in 1917, and she leads the post 1700 part of the England project and managed profiles team. She got interested in genealogy around 2000 when she found some picture of ancestors with the name Cocgrave, which she didn't know. And then she started researching with her mom. Besides genealogy, she's interested in drawing and art, and she's a linocut printmaker. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. And she sells her work online, so we should check. We should check her. She loves wildlife and birds, and she has a parakeet called Nacho. And
Cute.
I love it.
Nacho's a wiki treer too because he helps her pulling the the notebook keys, and he's always with her. She focuses on, well, I already said she collaborates with her mom, and she's been researching for more than 20 years. And they're focusing on, I don't, I don't see what she focused. Well, but they took DNA test that opened up a whole new world of research. Yes, that usually does. I recommend that. Well, I already said Cograve. She also contributes in the Fuller One Name study, and she's interested in Eastrington in East Yorkshire. That's her main focus. About her favorite ancestors, well, she tells us a fun story about a newspaper of how George Atkinson, her fourth great grandfather, got into a fight in a pub in Hull with a man named Thomas Lazenby. And this Mr. Lazenby, I don't know how to say that, turned out to be the fourth great grandfather of her partner. What are
Wow.
the chances of that
That
happening?
is interesting.
Crazy, right? Well, we love genealogy because of that surprises that we find. And she would love to spend the day with her third great grandfather, William Butley, and he was accused of manslaughter when he was 14, and he
Mm.
was found not guilty. But he usually got into trouble when he was in court at 64. Look, a whole life of being in trouble. And he was in court. They said the language defendant used was not fit for a pig to hear. Yes, we would all love to spend the day with your third great grandfather. And what else? Well, I like to say this. Oh, there. She loves the WikiTree sorcerer. We all do. And she has tips for us. And she says, just decide what interests you and find the right project or team where you can contribute, because we have so much to do, and just choose what fits your time and skills. And she says, and if all fails, all else fails, you could start your own project or study. Yeah, that's what wicked readers do. So thank you, Katie, for all the work you do in WikiTree, and it's so nice to meet you, to see your face. So
Where's
that
she
was
from?
Katie. Where is she from? Let's see. Hmm, I guess I read Yorkshire, but she doesn't say. But hmm, let's see her profile.
That
If
would make
we,
sense because I know Azure, you do a really good job with the we talked about the question of the week cycles because of special things. So the feature connections were Harry Potter that was mostly England, and the
Mhm.
entertainers can relate to the movie Harry Potter, entertainers, actors. And then is she from England as well, or
Yep,
research is in England? So that
she was
relates
born in
comes
England.
into the Harry Potter. So you do a great job of making sure that everything kind of connects throughout our social media.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
like the team, like Abby and Eowyn.
Mhm.
Yeah, lots of good work
Yes,
goes into that.
she was born in England. And here's, oh, this is where
Oh,
she sells her art. Let's get
that's
to see some. Oh, wow,
very
that's
talented.
beautiful.
Very
Okay,
talented. Now,
we're making now promotion. Right.
can you go back to her profile just real quick for me? This is very interesting to me. So you see the second sticker, literally, I would say 20 minutes before we came on air. That C. I added it because the one name study, one place study is having a create a logo for
Mm,
the stickers, and that was a request. So hilarious that that one came up
It
right
just
then at
is
the time.
recent.
wow,
Yeah, that's
what a
cool.
coincidence. Awesome.
Awesome.
Great. So that was Katie Fuller. And now we're on to the profile makeover. I wanted to re teach how to participate in the profile makeover because we usually see the profiles, but we don't tell how to join the challenge. So you just go to G2G and you can search for the tag profile underscore makeover. When you click on that, you will get the instructions. You see a description of the challenge. I also include the profiles that we highlighted in the livecast. And how you can participate? Well, it's really easy. First, you answer the post and you say you want to join, and you say if you decided, you say what profile are you going to make over, and you add the ID. Take a screenshot of the before of the profile because every makeover we know it's about before and after, right? You take a before screenshot and you upload it to our gallery. Okay. And you can, this is easy. We'll have uploaded images. You just upload your image. You say, just put a title to it. This is important to put the ID and say this is the before. This is an example of an image that I uploaded. And don't put anything else. You don't need to put anything else. And then you see the uploaded image. This is the before. And people upload their before and then their after pictures. And last month, we had Melissa Jamieson who joined. She loves to do unknown profiles, and that's because she's full of WikiTree love,
Mhm.
and she likes to fix unknown profiles. And we can see we have a gallery where we put the before and after pictures, and this was the before. See, we had her name, Carrie Lamberson, but we didn't know the last name at birth. And look at this. It was made, this profile was made from an import, had no biography, no fact at all. It didn't have even the basic structure of a profile, and it was orphan. So Melissa put a lot of love into this profile. Look what
Awesome.
she
She
did.
did.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. We have a background image and we have a long, long biography she wrote just from sources. And this is what I always say. just from sources, you can build the story of a person and you can get to know them. So this is really an act of love. And she put an image of her grave. And she made the profile of Carolyn Regina Lamberson. She was Summer. That's what she found, just checking
Awesome.
sources. Yes,
So no longer an unknown. Thank
no
you
longer.
so much, Melissa.
Yes. And we can say that where she was born, where she was baptized, we know that she lived with her parents. She had two younger sisters. They lived with her aunts. Just from the census, we know the family lived with her aunt. They lived with her grandfather. Um, and we have lots of info. One of the aunts was a glove maker.
Wow,
Oh, how
that's really cool.
beautiful! Yeah, really cool. And we get to know all her story. She got married. Look, she was no one. She had no bio. We didn't know anything of her, and we can tell a lot about her life until the day she died. So thank you very much, Melissa. This is what we want to accomplish. You don't have to make beautiful profiles or long biographies. We just need to do a change and to put someone in the map. You know,
Hmm.
we don't need you to do any artistic thing. Just join the profile and learn from the tips that we give. So that's it for the profile makeover. And I hope you join. You still can join this month's challenge.
All
So
right.
that's it.
So I
That's
just
it.
want to share back. I saw that Hillary had mentioned that her uncle and grandfather were in the church band, and she has a photo of her grandfather with his tuba. So that's what I'm sharing
Oh,
here. Thanks for
so
sharing
great.
that, Hillary. Isn't that cool?
Totally.
And then I wanted to mention too, you can help with next week's Connection Checkers game. It'll be focused on Palatine descendants
Oh.
next
Mhm.
week. So check that out. You can answer Abby's post. And so that kind of takes us into social media. You'll see on the social media that Lisa updated for us that Palatine is the theme throughout the week. Next week, we
Yes.
have
Yeah.
the
Thank you,
connection
Lisa.
checkers. And then it's also the project of the week. There's going to be a Discord research party
I'm
on
gonna be there.
Thursday. Yeah, that's
I've got
fun.
I've got needs. I got Palatine needs.
So there'll be a G2G post going up for that soon. And the member of the week is also part of that project, I think. So, like you mentioned earlier, that's something the team tries to do, is to kind of pull in a whole theme. The question of the week will go up about Sunday or Monday. The one name study is O'Neill. The one place study for the week is going to be Chapman Farmhouse in New York. And we have another Hacktoberfest chat coming up, and that's on Thursday. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. Those are fun to watch, see what they're doing. And the Hall of Fame, we don't have that up yet. And then back here next Saturday, same time, same channel.
Yes.
And then
We'll see you there.
also linked here is the space page for the 12 months of photos. You still have time to add to that in the G2G post. There's still time to add to celebrate your ancestors. Here's a G2G post. And then the 52 ancestors, we don't know what that is yet. Chris Furiolo lets us know, and he does that out on G2G.
For next week.
Yeah. So what's happening around WikiTree in October 2024? This is something that Eowyn does for us. She kind of puts up a calendar of events for what's happening. So this is the Saturday Roundup, October 19th. And then, like we mentioned, the question of the week will be coming up. Chris will do the 52 ancestors. There'll be a new Data Doctors Challenge, a new Connection Checkers. Next week is also a German Stammtisch. And then we have the WikiTree challenge is going on. We mentioned the Hacktoberfest, and then remember the weekend chat next weekend. We kind of went over that earlier. And at the top of the questions page, you'll see the post for researching for Melissa Barker for the WikiTree challenge has already begun this week. If you want to pop in and help out, we'd love the help. We only had 16 people sign up this time, so anybody who can help us grow out her 7 degrees, we'd love to have you. And then I have to give a plug for, Sandy kind of already gave us a clue. We have the WikiTree Week Symposium.
Yes.
That's kicking off a whole week of activity. There is a countdown going out on YouTube where I got a chance to interview the speakers. So check those out. There's a space page out there for that. I'll put that in the chat.
There's a new video every day. I've been watching all of them.
So today's video is going to be Sherry Hudson-Passy. And then on the 21st, we get to see Sandy's interview. So tune in for those.
I know, Az and I could have talked for 2 hours.
Totally, easily.
Oh, that was a hard video to edit then.
Then we also have the countdown of shorts that different members did. These were a lot of fun. So look out for those on YouTube as well. We're also posting them out on TikTok and Instagram, so you can check those out. Today's video is by Julie and Pip talking about community communication.
Mm-hmm.
And then
part of
that, go ahead.
Oh, October 21 is the Saturday Roundup team. Ooh, I want to see that.
Yeah. Also part of this countdown, you have a chance to win. If you can guess correctly, when we'll reach 40 million profiles. So put your answer in there. We already have some people who have answered. Let me just pop that into the live chat.
And will we get to know what profile is the 40 million profile?
I don't know if we could tell that, but yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, yes. So
put a sticker on it.
So give that a guess.
Well, this is a good question. So if they won at the Source-a-thon or the bingo, can they still guess and still win?
You can still guess. Everybody feel free to guess. We don't know what the prize is yet for that. We're waiting to hear back. It may just be the same thing that we give out for guessing the correct total for a marathon. So we'll let you know. Just stay tuned on that. Stay tuned on that GTG post for that. If you haven't already checked out the WikiTree Week help page, check that out. Register. It's for free. And there are door prizes for those that register. And so just briefly, I mean, there's so much going on. Actually, it's more than a week. It's like 9 days.
Yes. Like 9 days.
It definitely is. But I love that every day has a different theme.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
and we're going to have
Vicki,
so much fun.
You're kicking off like the WikiTree part of the week on Sunday with Greg with the mystery box challenge. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, Greg already showed a sneak peek at the Hacktober chat this last Wednesday. So if you want, take a look to see what's coming. It's going to be great.
There is so much going on, you guys. We're going to have a lot of fun. And then towards the bottom here, so on Saturday, check this out. Sandy has done a lot of work with the different projects to set up all these great research parties. Mm-hmm. Look how many they are. There were so many that were starting the day before because it's in New Zealand. So we're
I'm
going.
so
Woo!
excited about this. I'm so excited the Kiwis came on board. But everybody who watches this at any point in time, go to that G2G. If you have a brick wall or you got a question, or we all have those people that we're like, we're never going to figure it out because we don't have the skills or the knowledge. If they are within these particular areas, please go to G2G and drop your link for your brick wall now. They are actively breaking brick walls literally as we speak now. I can't even tell you, Germany and the Nordic group broke brick walls probably within an hour
Wow.
of putting up the G2G post. It was that quick. And really, really cool questions for the U.S. Black Heritage. Go look at that G2G. Really cool questions that I didn't expect that Emma and her team are going to work on. I'm just blown away. Eastern Europe, it covers a lot of countries. So if you have anything that's in Europe that's not listed here, check out the G2G and see if your country is located. I have put up requests in almost every single one of them. So
I need an Irish. I need an Irish.
Ireland and Scotland in Canada were stretched a little too thin at the time, and they are not included. So hopefully next year we'll get them included. But I challenge everybody to beat me with my number of requests. Go up there and put up your requests. They're really, really cool. And I think rumor has it that for WikiTree Day, as it starts at 12, rumor has it that there will be a special Midnight Madness. So the Midnight Madness crew will be there for a special kickoff.
Yeah,
Great.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun. And Sandy mentioned earlier about the create a logo. The G2G post is right here on this page. This is the Help WikiTree Week page. So check that out. And then we talked a little bit about bling. There is
bling.
WikiTree Week bling. Check that
that
out.
logo looks so great on t-shirts.
There's lots of there's shirts and there's all kinds of great stuff. So check that out. Somebody asked a question, where is that page? I think they're talking about the countdown. So
the countdown,
I'm not sure. Maybe
no, is that
he posted that message when we were talking about social media, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Well, Chris.
Well, Azure, post the one with the countdown.
Yeah.
And then I can send a link to Chris afterwards if that wasn't it. I can send it to her and let her know. But
yeah.
Because the countdown list is kind of cool because you can see who's coming up and be ready for it.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I'm excited. Are you guys so excited about WikiTree Symposium and WikiTree Week? It's a day and a week.
It's going to be awesome.
It is.
3 days of the symposium. We have 22 speakers, 27 presentations. Yeah, it's going to be great. Really great. All right. Well, I think that's all we have. This Saturday.
Yeah. Wow. We did it. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming to our party.
That was a lot of fun.
Thank you for joining us.
Give the video a like, y'all. It helps the algorithm. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, and have a great weekend.